Hello, I am going to show you my Arcanist healer build. Let's start off with the character. I have 64 points in the Magicka. I am an Argonian for the extra healing passive, 6%. And I run the Atronach for the mag recovery. You don't have to be an Argonian. If I was running a Breton, I wouldn't run the Atronach, I would run the Ritual for the extra healing. Let's take a look at the skills. Let's start off with the Herald of the Tome. You want to make sure at the very least have these 2 points in first. This is what gives you the critical healing by 12% for 7 seconds as you are building or consuming Crux. Just like with the Arcanist DPS, you have to build Crux. Same as applies with the healer. Curative Rune Forms. You're going to want all these passives as well. Take a look at my front bar. Chakram of Destiny. This shields the group and you, and also generates Crux. Inner Light. I run this for the extra weapon and spell critical, and the max magic is increased by 5%. Also, if you have all of your Mages Guild abilities passives maxed out, it gives you an extra 2% mag recovery by slotting this on your front bar. Combat Prayer for the buff. Illustrious Healing. Radiant Regen. And Reviving Barrier. Reason why I make sure this is on my front bar is because from the passive of the support tree, I don't have mine maxed out to 10 yet, but this is pretty huge. 10% Magicka recovery for each support ability slotted. When you have all 10 of your support skills maxed out, this will give you 15%, which is it's quite a lot because you spend most of your time healing on your front bar. On the back bar, Aggressive Warhorn, Unstable Wall, Echoing Vigor. This is the flex spot. If you're not running Powerful Assault, you can slot this out for the Undaunted Overflowing Altar. Reconstructive Domain. I like this one better. This is the Healing Morph. I mean, the heal tick isn't all that great, but it's something, and it still gives the buff to the group. I know a lot of healer builds call for the other morph. I don't like it. I like using this one. So if you want to use the other one, have at it. Energy Orb from the Undaunted. Rune Guard of Freedom. This is also a shield that you give to your group, which helps quite a bit. A lot of the Arcanist tanks, most of them, run this. But even if you do have an Arcanist tank in your group, I still run this. And the only time I don't is when an Arcanist DPS isn't running Rune of the Colorless Pool. Then I run it. So I always usually ask the Arcanist DPS if they are running Rune. And if they're not, I'll slot it. Only during the boss fights. I'll still run Rune Guard of Freedom during the trash mobs. Champion points. I'm running Swift Renewal, Soothing Tide, and Lightning Overflow, Fighting Finesse for the extra crit healing. For Ice Cages in VSS, I will swap this out for Focus Mending for the single target heals. Red Tree, I run Boundless Vitality, Fortified, Rejuvenation, and Bastion. And the reason why I run Bastion is because of the Chakram of Destiny and the Rune Guard of Freedom. It buffs both of those. Your flex spot would be Rejuvenation for Celerity or Slippery if you needed it for certain fights. So to pre-buff before we go into battle, I'll cast that, and we'll go into battle, and I'll hurry up and get built up with the Crux. That way I got all 3 Crux going. And just during the fight, after every couple skills, so a shield. Just to keep it up at all times for everybody. Just like that. Pretty simple once you get the hang of it. Now, for VSS cages, I will swap out. Back in my front part. Where's it at? Curative room forms. I will swap out this Curative Surge Beam for Inner Light. So during the battle in VSS, you want to hurry up and get get your shields up as you're standing from afar. When the cage pops up, drop your hots, get them buffed a little bit. I will drop that on top of the cage and then beam. And as you can see, look at the numbers fly. It takes a matter of just seconds to get them out. Arcanist and Warden are the 2 best classes, I think. I mean, I've done it with my Templar, but Arcanist, it's even better than Warden. It's pretty cool. It's a lot of fun. But that's about it. It's pretty simple. When I'm running dungeons and, trials and stuff, the only time I use the heal beam is for the ice cages. I've yet to use it for anything else. And that's the reason why I like running it Inner Light most of the time. If you are a tank healer, I mean, you could swap out Inner Light if you don't like using it, if you find yourself hitting it. You could also put in Evolving Rune Men. This also builds Crux. You can use that instead of Inner Light if you like. I mean, I do sometimes, but I rarely do. Pre-buff. Just repeat. Just keep your shields up, your Crux up. But that's it. If you have any questions, let me know. Have a good one.
PlayStation